All right, and we are live. Hello, everyone in the Divine Feminine Entrepreneur Group. I'm here with Deyna Gomez, and we are spotlighting her as the amazing coach that she has become, standing so powerfully in her business. And so I wanted to celebrate Deyna today and have her just talk about the journey that she has been on in developing her coaching business. So, hello, beautiful. How are you today?
Wonderful, man. Life is magical. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you for being here. So, Deyna, we've known each other for a while, and it's just been such an honor to watch you grow and watch you transform and be a part of your business transformation over time now. And it's remarkable where this all started. And so I think it would be just really powerful to share with the audience here, with the ladies in the group, really where things began, where things were at for you when we came together and got you started in Ascending Heart Business Mastery.
Sure. So, you and I met at that branding company when I was trying to get my company into a different space, trying to do things. And, at that point, I had already been coaching for a few years and I'd been doing self-love and self-development. And like you said yesterday, I think it was, you're right there, but you never crossed that finish line. It was always like I was right there, I was right there. That 3-day lifestyle to laptop or something that you did was, that's where it really clicked for me, because that's when I realized that's when my niche was so clear. It was like anxiety. That's what I've been doing all of these years, but it didn't click for whatever reason. But the clarity that I had gotten from that Facebook group that you did,
Yeah,
and
it was the
everything,
Laptop Lifestyle Live.
that's where it really clicked for me. Then I had spent, a few months trying to figure things out, doing things, enter the pandemic, right? And it wasn't until August, when you and I started working together, that I had hit the lowest point, not just professionally, but like personally too. Like I had felt like I was a failure. I felt like even though I was having little clients here and there, I was doing things, but it wasn't enough to sustain full time. So I'd left my corporate job January of that year and to do this full time. So, it was so much of what you said yesterday in your own journey. That's where I was in August. Mm-hmm. And I remember, at that point, I was going to go back to corporate. I sent out my resume. I was a weekend strong, sending out my resume to everybody who would. It didn't even matter if I even, qualified. I didn't care. I was just like, I need a job. I need something right now because I'm going to lose everything. I'm going to lose my home. I'm going to be a failure to my kids. Like more than anything, my children were watching me fail in a way that I didn't want to happen. And when I reached out to you, and I reached out to you in a wrong thing, like you had posted something about like needing help, and I think you were doing like some market research. And at that point, I was willing to wash your dishes, do your laundry. Like I didn't care what it was. I was like, if you're hiring for anything, can I just learn under you? Because I had such, we'd worked together, but I had such a respect for you and what you did. And I wanted just to grab as much knowledge and whatever. And I was literally at a point of giving up professionally and going back to a life that made me miserable. But I was also giving up life, right? So that week when I reached out to you there were a lot of those negative thoughts. It'll just be better without me. The kids they'll be okay with dad or whatever. It'll just be better without me. What point is it? Why am I doing this? There's no point in this. And like you, I manifested an injury, right? Just a month before. And that injury was me learning to ask for help. That injury was me learning to accept help and to open my voice and say, hey, I can't do this by myself. I don't know how to do this. Yeah. And that was hard, right? Because of that, survivor mentality and having to do everything on your own and, being the independent woman and taking over the world on your own. That's what we're conditioned to believe, right? And I was trying to do that. And it was like, by August, I'm like, I can't, I don't know how to do this. Like, I know what to do, but I had all of the pieces of the scattered puzzle. But until you and I started, it was like, no, put a piece here, put a piece here, put a piece here. And everything started clicking. So yeah, it was transformative, and not just professionally for me, but on a personal level, because I really learned how to identify that wounded feminine, right? And being able to identify what needed help, along with all of the other just, healing that I was doing that year. It was such a progressive step. Like, that was the next needed step. And you were like, right there, right on time, divinely guided. So it was incredible, honestly.
Well, it really was incredible, because the way in which you dedicated yourself to doing the work was incredible. And the way in which you just embraced the tools and the resources that Ascending Heart Academy had for you was incredible. And you really took it very seriously, and you did the work, the inner and the outer work. And I'm so honored to have been a part of your journey, because the transformation was just remarkable, and it continues to unfold for you, which is what it's all about. We want to get, over the biggest hump. And then from there, once we have the pieces of ourself set into place and the pieces of our business, like the pearls strung together in a way that makes sense, and the way that it's functional, and in alignment, right? In alignment with who you are and your vision and everything, then it's all about expansion from there.
Right.
So, but before we get into the ways in which you're expanding now, when we were in the work together, what also transformed, like, in the tangible pieces of your business as a result of the work?
I think for me, what was most significant was stepping into that new identity. Right? So here's the thing about what we do. We are not in a business where you can only do this, for lack of a better term, half-assed. You can't. You can't do just a professional or just a personal. It's all linked together. Yeah. Right? So in order for me to excel and be, the best that I can be for my clients and show up for them the way that I do, I had to do that inner work. I had to, identify that inner childhood trauma, identify and work through it, and honor it and acknowledge it and release it and do all of that work, because otherwise that's where the problem was. I was always just right there. Here's the finish line. I'm always falling right here. And I didn't know how to get there. So once I did that inner work, and you're right, I showed up every week, and I showed up every week hard, because there wasn't an option for me. Like, going back to punch somebody's time clock was not going to be an option for me. Yeah. I couldn't do it anymore. I wasn't going to be employable anymore. And so it was sink or swim. I'm absolutely not a sinker. So that's how it's going to play out. But it was now, as I was doing, working through that, it was like, okay, who is she? Yeah. Right? What does she look like? How does she speak? What is her daily habits? Once I got clear on who that coach was and how she behaved every single day, then I had to learn to embody that person. And I had to learn to get out of my own way, because that's what was happening before. I was literally just in my own way, right? I was I was allowing these fears of, oh, what are they going to think about me? And are they going to get tired of me? You know what? At this point, people, you can get tired of me. That's okay. People are going to love me or hate me by the end of the week. I'm okay with either one. There's like 7 billion people in this world. I am absolutely not here to please everyone. So my whole thing right now, and I even said that at that networking meeting this morning, I was like, everybody's gonna know my name, and either you're gonna love me at the end of it, or you're just gonna be like, I'm so sick of this chick. I'm all right with that. Because here's the thing: when you hear about anxiety or you want some wellness coaching, my name is gonna stick out for you. Right. But that's who I had to embody. And nobody's going to go as hard for me as in my company as me.
Absolutely.
Right? I was already putting in 40, 50 hours at somebody else's company, building up somebody else's dream. This is mine. This is my mission. This is my purpose. This is what I'm here for.
Yeah.
So who's going to go as hard in my company than me? Like that's what it is. So when I got clear on what, and it's even on my whiteboard, how are you showing up today? That's literally it. You know, are you being of love? You know, is the choices that you're making a healthy choice? Because am I, not setting my boundaries? I have my reminders every single morning, and that's what I look at before I sit down on my desk. Who are you showing up today? Is that the coach that your clients need from you? Once I did that, I mean, that was part of the transformation for me.
And incredible. So powerful. So powerful. Oh my gosh. I mean, I just love it. I love all of it because you have so embraced it and you've so embodied it. And, you have definitely stepped into that identity, like, with all of your being. And it's just incredible. And that's just it. You have to embody the identity that is going to be that leader for your vision, for your dream. And you have to be the one that cares more about your dreams than anybody else. And you ought to be. You absolutely ought to be. It's the success habits. It's the success mindset. All of it, all of it. And along the way, my dear, I mean, I just have to brag that, as you stepped into embodying the identity that you needed to be by owning your worth and owning your value, your prices went through the roof. And I say go through the roof because what happened was your prices actually leveled up to align with your value.
Right.
I mean, you brought everything up. You recognized, you owned who you are and your unique special gifts and the value that you bring to the world. And you said, damn it. Like I'm like a jackpot here, right? Like
really?
I'm a pot of gold and I'm owning it and I'm stepping into it and I'm aligning my offerings to be a reflection of how you are valuing yourself, right? And I just love that transformation as well because it says a lot. It says so much about your confidence and again, just your self-worth and doing that work. And I mean, you change lives. You absolutely change lives forever.
Long term, yeah.
You offer and deliver lifelong results.
Yes.
Right? You help people literally transform within so that their lives transform outside of themselves, that their lives begin to become a reflection of what's going on inside of them by overcoming anxiety and depression and their traumas and everything. So the work that you do is so important. You're such a gift to the world and you ought to be valued for that, right?
Thank you so much. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. It was owning that. Yeah. It was owning that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember when I was in the corporate world, there was a dollar an hour amount that I would not even consider. Like you couldn't talk to me, under $25 an hour. Yeah. And I had to see when you leave corporate mindset, it's transferring that mindset to your business, right? And everything that's in our business, we create, right? All of the content, that's us, we're creating that. Mm-hmm. All of the worksheets, we're creating that. We're up till 12, 1 o'clock in the morning creating stuff. So, and it's because, like you said, it's that expertise, right? I spend so much time researching, doing case studies, my own clients, you know, doing all of this work. Absolutely, I'm worth it. Do you know what I mean? So it was saying, yeah, I've put in a lot of hours to this. Like, I've done the marketing and the branding and, you know, putting these worksheets together, putting a syllabus together. I mean, there's an entire program that we put together as coaches, as, you know, business owners. There's an entire program. Absolutely, I'm worth every cent of that and more.
And your lifetime of experience and expertise all funneling into that as well. So yeah, it's important to identify that and own that and stand in it. And you so have. So now tell us what's going on in your business now, because I know it's expanding and it's growing and in all kinds of really amazing ways. So I'd love to hear about it.
Yeah, so aside from my private clients that I still see, and I'm happy to still sign on, I'm also dealing a lot with nonprofit organizations. So I have an amazing family law attorney who specializes in human trafficking and domestic violence. And she's put me in contact with a few nonprofit human trafficking organizations. So I start a coaching program for one of them in July. And then I'm doing like one-offs with another nonprofit human trafficking organization. That's just kind of like my name is kind of getting out there as far as those type of programs, as well as now dealing with next week I will be sitting at a round table for the Fulbright Association with women in active military and retired military who have been victims of sexual harassment and sexual abuse, and how the PTSD and the anxiety affects them afterwards. So I will be on the panel for that. Yeah, there's a lot of that happening, as well as I brought in 4 other coaches into the practice. I have a health and wellness coach. I have a spiritual coach. I have a grief coach and a relationship coach, all powerhouse women that are just absolutely magnificent in their own right. And so it would just seem like the next natural thing. Like I said, 7 billion people in this world. I don't need to take over the world by myself, nor do I want to, right? And
that's a team effort.
It really is. And it just, you know, being able to work with these women and learn from them. And, you know, we network so well together. We're also part of the Halo network. A couple of them are part of the Halo network, which is another one of my companies that I have. Just, you know, bringing providers together so we can learn from each other and being able to network to one another. So there's just been a lot of different avenues that I've been so blessed to have met these wonderful practitioners and providers who just do amazing work. And I am so humbled just to be in their presence and learn from them and share energy and share space with them. So yeah, it's been amazing. It's been great.
It really is. It is truly amazing. And what's even more amazing about it is that, yes, it took the work and the effort to put the wheels in motion, but because you did in such alignment and within harmony of your masculine and your feminine, and being very clear about the identity that you needed to embody and applying the right success habits, that it wasn't long before all of this started to come to you with a lot of ease and flow. And that's what it really means to become magnetic in your business. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, absolutely. Mm-hmm. And you're right, it did happen in a relatively short period of time. It started in December to like now. We're only, 6-7 months in at this point. So it happened very organically. It was, like I said, getting out of my own way, not being afraid to say yes. A year ago, I would have been afraid to say yes, right? Before August, I would have been like, well, what if
Yeah.
And they're probably not going to want to. And, and now it's just like, look, hey, I got this idea, who's in? Like, you're in. All right, cool. Meeting at Friday at 5 o'clock, and that's just what it is. But it really is, like you said, magnetic, because what happens is that everybody that is on that vibrational level is there. And they're all there for their highest good, our highest good, of the clients, right? So we're all on that same frequency, vibing on such an incredible level that we're just like, all right, how can we just put this out there? Collectively, if we sit in a room, it's going to just burst with energy.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
Yeah. Exactly. That's alignment right
Yes.
there at its finest, and the ripple effect that you are creating as a result of not giving up on your dream, not giving up on your vision, doing the work, and just continuing to step in day after day after day, and just staking your staff in the ground and saying, I am Deyna. I am here. This is the work that I'm meant to do. Who's with me? Right? Who's with me? And in order to do that, this requires a, multi-layered journey and work. But I will point out that one of the differences between, shying away from opportunity and embracing opportunity is knowing what you're capable of, and knowing that you have the ability to expand your capacity in the ways that you need to, because when you're making choices, you're making the right choices for yourself. Right. You're making aligned choices for yourself. So when you are taking on more, it doesn't feel like more, because the more is really an expansion, and right. You naturally expand in your capacity as a result. And so, what I'm hearing from you is the fulfillment that you're feeling now. Yes. With all of the moving parts that you have going on in your business, far outweigh the fulfillment that you ever felt, before and back in your corporate life.
That's what was missing. Like, I knew corporate Deyna was good at what she did, right? I was really good at what I did. I was very well respected in the professional community. It was clocking out at 5 o'clock and saying, but it doesn't feel good inside. Unless it was moments where I was talking to providers and I would see that light bulb hit. I'm like, okay, got him. Like that, now I know I changed him. Like, I changed a perspective of like this, doctor that's been practicing for 30, 40 years and is ready to retire. And it's like, oh, okay, well, yeah, something happened. That, I had to recreate that in my practice.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I had to figure out that was the piece that got me going. Mm-hmm. It was that teaching, it was that seeing that light bulb go off. And then when you get that with your clients, you're like, okay, good. All right, you're ready, you're in, you got it. Okay, awesome. And that feeling is what gets you up every day. And, is it going to be easy? No, but I show up every day and I just trust. I don't know, like I have a plan of what the day is, right? But I mean, at the end of the day, I just show up and I just trust and I just allow myself to be in flow. Because when you are in flow, you allow yourself to be in alignment. Some days I have to go a little bit more to the left, some days more to the right. But instead of me being so rigid, and that's what was the problem before we started working together, right? I came from a corporate, very structured environment. It has to be like this. And, when you start you're as an entrepreneur, it's like, well, no, some days it's like this and some days it's like that. And you just have to allow that space for it. And when you do, I think it leaves room for more opportunities, right? And it just feels better, right? It doesn't have to be so rigid. So, and then you're not so hard on yourself at the end of the day.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't get this done, or I didn't do good enough. And that's where that anxiety comes in and says, see, I told you weren't good enough. See, they were right when they said, and now it's just like, whatever. here's my plan, here's what I'm doing. I got more done today or I didn't, but you know what? I showed up. And I think that's the biggest part. If you have to show up for yourself every single day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely.
Absolutely. Well, you are definitely showing up for yourself, girl. You even got the t-shirt. Coach
Hey, thank you,
Deyna.
Harmony.
Coach, check out her t-shirt, you guys. I just love the t-shirt. It's so awesome. I love it when I see the Coach Deyna t-shirt. She's just
Thank
like, let's
you.
go. And where's the Team Deyna? Team Deyna t-shirt, right? Oh
Right?
my gosh. I love it. So what would be the one piece of advice that you would like to leave anyone who is watching that is considering Ascending Heart Academy, is considering my Divine Femme CEO Mastermind? What would be your piece of advice to impart?
I was keeping it together until you said that. I hope I don't cry. So, when I've said to you that you have saved my life, you were and still are my North Star. You made such a difference to the point where I named my life mastery program after you, the North Star Mastery Life Mastery Program. Um, you are more than just a coach in the sense of you get it. And you're not just a script person. You are very involved. You're very compassionate, empathetic, loving, intuitive. Um, and I think as far as like, especially with dealing with women, there is a sense of I guess, relatability that we need, right? To know that there's a connection. And I always felt that with you. And I mean, I couldn't say enough about the program and you as a person and a coach, because you knew exactly what I needed and how to get me out, and showed me exactly what I needed to happen inside of me. And there were some hard conversations, right? There were some hard conversations and some tears, but you weren't afraid to do that. Yeah. And it was for my highest good. And I think that my advice would just be like this: you're just not going to get anything better than that. This program was literally life-changing, not just professionally for me, but personally. You helped me to step into my feminine and to allow that to happen and allow me to be me, and that it's okay. And to love myself in ways that I didn't before. So thank you.
Oh, now I'm crying. We're both, I love you. I love you so much. It's such a gift. It's such an honor. Absolutely.
I will be
Absolutely.
forever grateful to you and to your program and to your guidance. And I, I even referred somebody to you today in the networking program that I was in. I can't do that enough, because you, like I said, I owe you so much. I feel like I owe you so much in my life of how you were able to change everything for me. Everything.
Well, I love and adore you, and I appreciate that so much. And oh my gosh, it really it's so profound to feel that and receive it and take it in. And girl, I'm just the catalyst and I'm just the guide, like that, I was just there to show you what's possible for you, and you were willing and ready to see it. And so that's the perfection, that's the divinity in it. This is what it looks like when you're working with your soulmate clients. This is the power in that, right?
Yeah.
And so I just thank you so much. It's a gift to me as well, and I will be forever grateful as well. So, and thank you so much, Deyna. Oh, thank you for being here today, sharing your story. It's just so beautiful. I want to do this again and again. I mean, we could
Yeah.
sit here and talk forever about the journey and just dive into so many more intricacies of it all, right? Because
Right.
it's just so there's so much and it's so powerful and it's beautiful and magical
Yeah.
and I just thank you so much for taking your time and sharing this space with me and sharing this with with everyone here in the group. So thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you for having me and allowing me to share my story. And I hope to, that this was an inspiration for others. If you're on the fence, don't be. Nobody, is as stubborn as I am, but I did it. I did. If I could do it, you could do it.
Yeah, that's
Just,
right.
just do it. It's, it's it. This is where it's at. If you want life-changing results in yourself and your business, this is the program.
Oh, thank you, Dana. Oh, let's go, heart-centered ladies. We are
Yay!
rising together. We are rising together. We're changing the world. We're changing
Changing
the
the
world.
world.
Well, I love you and adore you, and I'll
Love
see
you
you
too.
again real soon.
Yes, ma'am.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.